Hi, in this video I'm going to explain how you approach the second part of the Pinball project, which is the design options assessment task. So in this assessment task, we did two courses, little refresher courses on both Adobe Illustrator and Tinkercad. So as you're working through those courses, you should be getting screenshots of how you're creating those key parts or design options which are obstacles for your pinball machine. So we looked at creating a backboard, which is going to be a standing upright piece of plywood that holds your microbit. We also did a lesson on how do you create a 3D printed plastic spinner, which will act as an obstacle to move the pinball to the outlane of your game. And that obstacle sits on a bearing here. After you've done those two refresher courses and you've added some screenshots of your process, we did some sketches for your design options. So when you did your research, you should have chosen two design options, which will be obstacles, spinners, or different things that add excitement and engagement on your play area for your pinball machine. So 2 pages, we did those 2 pages of sketches in class. Some examples here of student work for these different pages of designs. So this student has decided to create a bumper. She's got a clear theme for her design. She's doing an under the sea theme. She's annotated her work. Some of the annotations are pretty descriptive. Some of them do need to be more clear in explaining how those designs will function and look and be practical for their game. Another example of some sketches here with annotations. She's explaining what works, what doesn't. These annotations are a bit better because she's explaining which things will actually be functional and improve the gameplay for the pinball machine. So this is an example of what the final score bumper will look like. These are student examples. This piece sits on top of the wires where the score then registers to the microbit. So these ones are laser cut, they're done in Illustrator. What you should have in your process journal are 2 pages of sketches, one for each option, whether it's the bumper or the spinner, with annotations explaining the viability of your designs, how they'll function, how they fit with your theme, mentioning key design elements and principles, form, line, type, product design factors like durability, functionality. Those things are important as well. The spinner, this thing is designed to make the game more challenging, as mentioned previously. It'll be 3D printed. Most people in 8A are making spinners, so your drawings should look like different versions of this thing. Little circle with 2 paddles on the side that move the ball. This is an example of a current student who's documented the process of making the spinner. So this is the kind of thing that you'll need to put in your journal for this assessment. This is a very good example, and that's her final work. The backboard was also meant to be finished by the end of last term, so if that hasn't already been done, you will need to work on that as well. This is how you're being assessed for this assessment. So sketches, creative and diverse drawings of additional features, including detailed annotations, explaining feasibility, strong connections to the design brief. You need at least 4 screenshots, clear and succinct annotations explaining the tools used in Adobe Illustrator and Tinkercad. to complete the 2 tutorials for the backboard spinning obstacle. So you have to show me you have worked on both the spinner and the backboard in your journal. Sketches, screenshots, and this information is linked in our team. So if you go into 8A, assignments, pinball design options, the explanations here is what you need to do for the task. Example process journal link, that's just what I've been discussing in the video, and your rubric here. So there's the rubric, and there's the description of the task. I hope that helps. Any questions, please email me for further clarification.